Would you like some simple tactics to help you boost your productivity so that you can accomplish more? Me too. Hello again, everyone. I'm Eli's dad with Project Eli, where we educate and lead and inspire. And I'm going to use an article by a gentleman named Anthony J. Young, who had an article about 7 different tips. I'm going to start by giving you a few today and then a few the next time we get together, because these are pretty cool. So let's get more productive, shall we? Here's Mr. Young. Many people struggle to focus, be productive, and finish all their tasks, whether they're working from home, from an office, or from school. First thing is, number 1, eliminate productivity killers. Most people try to boost their productivity by adding things. Time tracking apps, time management tools, and more. But making an ineffective system more efficient doesn't create more productivity. That's why before you add more, start by subtracting things that ruin your productivity. As Bruce Lee tells us, it's not the daily increase, but daily decrease. Hack away at the unessential, unquote. Now here are the biggest offenders there. First, don't check your email first thing in the morning. You know, 55% of Americans check their email before they even get to work. In fact, 1 in 3 millennials check their email as soon as they wake up. But responding to emails or messages so early puts people in a state of reaction. It fills their head with stressors, mini fires, and tasks they need to do before they even had a chance to focus on their top priorities. And since they see their emails before they're at work, they can't even do anything about it yet, so it says in the back of their mind it stays in the back of their mind all morning, and they can't be fully present. Second, avoid TV news, generally TV or social media, first thing in the morning. When people start their morning by consuming information, they're cluttering their minds with distractions that won't help them with their goals. Worse, things like the news make people feel more negative, stressed, and pessimistic, further affecting their productivity. Third thing, stop checking your phone first thing in the morning. According to research, 43% of people check their phones in the first 5 minutes of the day. 76% do it in the first 30 minutes of the day. But no matter how hard you try, if you get a notification every few minutes, you can't focus well on what you're doing. Because humans are pretty bad at multitasking. In fact, once a notification distracts you, you lose 23 minutes every time as your mind readjusts, refocuses, and returns to the same level of productivity before the distraction. Worse, every time you check a message, email, alert, and so on, your brain releases dopamine. That's a chemical that makes you feel good. Eventually, though, your body gets addicted to these chemicals and you start to crave it. And the only way to satisfy that craving is, guess what? To check your notifications. Second point, conquer the first 3 hours after you wake up. This is typically when people are most creative, focused, alert, productive, and energized. According to Dr. Ben Hardy, quote, research confirms the brain is most active and readily creative immediately following sleep. Your subconscious mind has been loosely mind-wandering while you slept, making contextual and temporal connections. So immediately following your sleep, your mind is most readily active to do thoughtful work. Unquote. But even if you're not a morning person or an early riser, having a focused morning will still set a powerful precedent for your day. That's why it's important to protect your mornings, whenever that is, whenever that starts, and make sure to capitalize on those first 3 hours. First, start your day with a great routine to get yourself ready. And that's kind of similar to an athlete warming up to get ready for a match. It doesn't have to be long or complex, but just do something to help you feel focused and inspired. Write your goals, take a walk, read something inspiring, stretch, meditate. Have some quiet thinking time. That's my suggestion. That way, once you do start working, you'll have more momentum. Second, avoid too many unimportant decisions and do the same simple things daily so you can put the minor details of life on autopilot. You know, we only have a limited amount of high-level mental performance in us each day. So use it on the things that matter. Quote, typically, we have a window of about 3 hours where we're really focused. We're able to have some strong contributions in terms of planning, in terms of thinking, in terms of speaking well. And if we end up squandering those first 3 hours, that ends up using our best hours and we're not quite as effective as we could be. Unquote. And that's from Ron Friedman, a PhD. Third thing, use the 80-20 rule for better prioritization. The 80-20 rule suggests that about 80% of your output comes from about 20% of your input. So, for productivity, that means 20% of your work creates 80% of your results. In your to-do list, there are only a few things that have the biggest bang for your buck. That's why, rather than writing your to-do list in any order, pick the 3 most important things, not more than 3, just 3, and put those at the top. Then do those 3 things one at a time and don't touch anything else on your list until you finish those 3 things. To find your top 3 tasks, ask yourself, what are the 3 things that, if I completed but did nothing else, I'd be able to survive with? What are the 3 things that will make the biggest impact on my life? By doing those critical items first, you get the most results every day. Once again, big shout out to Anthony J. Young for these tips. Next time we get together, we're going to give you 4 more. So I'll be looking forward to seeing you next time. And because we never will end a meeting on a philosophical note, let's get out there and charge! I'm Eli's dad.